And welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command, Orion Pirates Plus Mod. I am Captain Turek of the surprisingly ancient at this point heavy cruiser GCS Littlefoot, as we continue our campaign against the Romulan Star Empire. And as you saw in the last episode, we are losing steam here. We got into a command cruiser relatively early on, did a good job with that, but ever since then, well, we've kind of hit an era where the command cruiser, not so good. We're down to 2 G-type plasma torpedoes, which means we're getting outgunned by light cruisers at this point. And while our phaser armament seems to be nice, well, 8 phaser 1s, it's nice but not fantastic. So we're starting to fall a little bit behind. We're going to have to start looking into changing that. Unfortunately, right now, we haven't found any battle cruisers here yet, and that's kind of what we want to find. We're at 3522, which means we're a little bit shy of being able to afford an actual dreadnought. There's a brand new dreadnought tender. This carries pseudo-fighters. I think so. Oh, maybe not. 2 plasma Rs, 3 plasma F. We might go for that one. But we're currently saving up a little bit of cash to see what comes along. I'm not super psyched about the idea of getting into a dreadnought in a plasma-armed conflict because, well, plasma-armed dreadnoughts tend to get mauled by plasma-armed heavy cruisers. And plasma-armed heavy cruisers tend to be able to run away from plasma-armed dreadnoughts if they need to. So, hit the red alert, increase speed. Let us check out our friends. We are escorted today by USS Rommel, once again, as well as, not you, but you, USS Lexington. Ooh, wow, what are you? Oh no, you're just a standard, you're a standard heavy cruiser. You're an improved heavy cruiser, right? I'm going to guess CAI, might be wrong with that. CAR, so the R-type refit, not the I refit. And he is equipped, of course, with a single missile launcher, because that's all you need. Why would you want more than one missile launcher? I mean, don't be crazy! And 4 photon torpedoes in addition to his fairly significant phaser armament of 8 phaser 1s and 2 phaser 2s. Yeah, a Federation heavy cruiser is currently outgunning us. And the Rommel is equipped with 2, 4, 6 phaser 1s, 2 more phaser 3s, and a pair of photon torpedoes. Yeah, we are currently fighting a light cruiser and a light cruiser. You look like a D5. You are a KDR, and you are an SPA+. I'm going to guess that you are actually a D5 variant, so you're probably a heavy war destroyer, maybe? You, on the other hand, are probably the actual show to kill things. Good, we are prepping a wild weasel. I almost thought that I had forgotten until this point, but no, we had not, so let us increase the forward defensive shields and see if we can't duke it out. I'm a little concerned about him. Yeah, this definitely is starting to look like a more modern Romulan ship. They're getting out of the Klingon era and getting more into the era of, hey, we can build our own stuff that's just as good as yours. We're going to prep another Wild Weasel, because that will likely be important. I'm going to guess you're armed with 2 S-type plasma torpedoes and 2 Fs. That might be a little bit heavy. You may only have 3 plasma torpedoes, but I would anticipate at least S-type armament. Romulans like to go plasma heavy. They like to go, I would rather have more firepower than I would repeatable firepower, if that makes any sense at all. So let's get nose on with him. We're going to switch the shield to reinforce all, because we are going to make the turn. He does have 3 plasma torpedoes, 2 Fs and an S. So let us fire our starboard plasma torpedo. And he has fired 2 of his 3 plasma torpedoes. And we're going to stop. And all stop. So he has gone into cloak. We were able to decoy all 3 of his plasma torpedoes. And we still have a plasma torpedo ready to go. So just as soon as we get a chance, we will increase our speed. With any luck, this KDR has 2 defensive plasma torpedoes and 2 S's. So a fairly heavily gunned vessel. Why are you firing at us? What did we do? So we're about to take some hits, because Gorn ships do not exactly accelerate very quickly. So we've got another Wild Weasel ready, but I'm willing to bet that our shuttle bay ain't. Oh, but they were almost out of energy anyway by the time they hit us. I say that right as the shield drops. So we have lost our port stern shielding, so not great, especially because we need to turn onto that side in order to get our other plasma torpedo ready to fight. Not super psyched about this current situation. You are surprisingly well armed. You're also really well defended. Good shots from the Lexington. Triple strike. Perfect. Wow, that's actually really impressive gunnery. For a photon torpedo ship at a range of about 10, he nailed it every single time. And the Rommel coming in saying, hey, eat this. And I don't want to unload my phasers on you. I need to focus on this light cruiser. Thank you for the assist right there. Unfortunately, we weren't quite able to take full advantage of it. We only had a couple of phasers on target at the time. Let's buff up our starboard shield at this point. Oh, we've got our stern shield back. Excellent. But we're going to buff the starboard shield because we're basically curling in on him. He's coming out of cloak. Fire the plasma torpedo. Increase speed. Let's get behind him. You got anything for me right now? It's not looking great. He's fired in plasma F at point-blank range. It did hit the shield. The shield was able to take most of that. He did, however, get through. We didn't have a whole lot of armor in that section left anymore. We're going to come around and try and get this other plasma torpedo off. It is exposing a weakened side, but it might be worth it. So we've lost both of our flank shields. It's a bit of a weak situation to be in. And we'll get a couple more phasers on him. Unfortunately, he does have a shield in the way. We're going to eat it. And we're not going to eat that one. Drop speed. We'll let the plasma S torpedo zip right over top of us. And he doesn't have another one. Oh, he will have another one ready in just a moment. Crap. Let's go high energy turn. We're going to need to bring the bow around. And now, all weapons fire into his stern. We got to start causing some shock damage here, folks. We need to also keep on top of repairs. So patch up the broken one, fix the engines. The next one in the queue is going to be this. It sounds like the light cruiser is going back in the cloak. Yep, he is. Oh, this is going to hurt. We didn't have anything available to be able to take the hit. And so we just got mauled by that one. Slow down. Lost another shield. Oh, we are just not in a position to really duel it out with these guys anymore. A light cruiser is tossing us around. Okay, so that's more than a little annoying. We were traveling at a speed of 3 at the time, and it still managed to slam us pretty hard. Both of our plasma torpedoes are offline, so we've got a ton of extra power. Not that we have anywhere to use it. So reinforce all. Yep, our shields are about to get buffed to the max. Unfortunately, we only have 2 shields. Patch this phaser, then this phaser, then plasma torpedo, phaser mount, phaser mount. That's not fantastic, quite frankly. Prep a wild weasel, keep on top of the repairs. Repairs, I say. Yeah, we need to stabilize containment as best as we can. We're taking all kinds of phaser hits. Let's see if we can't reply a little bit. We don't have a ton of phaser firepower right now, but we do have a little bit. Are you going to fly right into it? No, his ship is... Oh, another S-type plasma torpedo right into ourselves. This is not wonderful. We knew that the ship was becoming less and less effective, but I didn't think it would get to the point where we could get bullied by light cruisers. Oh! Keep the repair on the engine going. We're actually not horrifically damaged on the engine. We're traveling at a speed of 3 mostly to avoid mines, quite frankly. Not because we need to actually go to speed of 3, especially not with so much energy from those plasma torpedoes not being taken up by plasma torpedoes. So that's one of them down. Now we got to worry about this one. He has been operating very much on the I'm a stealth and then fire torpedoes concept, which works quite nicely for him as he gets to hold his armament and wait for full-on reloads. We may just start double firing our plasma torpedoes and forcing them to drop the Wild Weasel, because it'll keep them from firing their weapons back. I'm thinking that's exactly what we're going to start doing, because we don't have a whole heck of a lot of other choices. The staggered firing to ensure good hits is just not working for us. We're going to have to rely more on our phasers, but the problem is we don't have a huge phaser armament anymore. Not compared to others. Our phaser armament is nice, but it's 8 phasers. He's got 8 phasers plus his additional phaser 3s in the stern, and then a missile launcher. Please don't shoot at me. Please focus your target on the Gallia X-Ray. Yeah, look at them. These 2 ships are in fantastic condition. We are just absolutely mauled. This is actually one of the reasons why I'm really hesitant about picking up a Dreadnought. Because part of it is if we can stay at high speed, like if we get a more modern ship that has a bigger punch, we can skim along at like a speed of 20-ish and fire plasma torpedoes at long range, start doing more orbit work instead of having to be the big stick, because everybody was targeting us. Which, you know, makes sense when we have basically the most destructive weapons. So, hilariously enough, our forward shield is still in really nice shape. For whatever that's worth. So our engines are fully patched up and repaired. We don't need to put any more repair parts into that. We should have this first portside plasma torpedo ready to go momentarily. And then it'll start fixing the starboard side, and then we'll start fixing our, well, reduced phaser armament. But until he comes out of cloak, we're all just sort of sitting here waiting. Which, for us, is actually a completely good thing. We need to wait for our plasma torpedoes to come online. Are you not charging anything? We're getting sensor telemetry from the Lexington. The Lexington's saying he doesn't have any weapons charging. Which is kind of weird. I mean, he'll still have his phaser armament, but if he doesn't have plasma torpedoes ready to go, then yeah, firing point blank on top of him, hoping to punch through, might be the best choice. I mean, it's not accurate, because he's so cloaked, but any amount of damage is some amount of damage. And as long as he stays completely cloaked, well, it's not like he's shooting back. So we're all, at this point, just kind of doing donuts around him. He's now doing a speed of 0.7, which tells me he's got serious power problems, despite the fact that he's got no systems down except for a single phaser 3. So he's got to have some kind of major power problems. Either that or the AI's just gone crazy. Which could happen. I mean, the AI is not exactly the most reliable thing ever. So we're going to come around this mine, hopefully... Crap. Slow down. Yeah, hopefully we didn't take too much damage from that. Okay, so mines are basically offline now. And our forward shield is weakened. Not in a great way. We're about to get another plasma torpedo back online, so that will give us most of our heavy armament back. And we've got a lot of photon torpedo fire coming from point-blank range onto this guy. Overflying him, putting a little bit of firepower into his shields as he attempts to regenerate them. A little bit more to the stern. Our port-side plasma torpedo is about to come online. And in just another fraction of a turn... Well, 2 more fractions of a turn. Oh no, it's ready. So the moment he decloaks, we can fire a plasma torpedo right on into him. He is charging his F-type plasma torpedoes now. So he does have some of his power problems sorted out. So let's slow down a little bit. We're going to just basically stick into his blind spot. It's the safest place to be. As long as he can't get a beat on us, if we just stick right behind him, we'll be able to wait, and the moment he decloaks, we can do this! Fire plasma torpedo! Unfortunately, none of our phasers hit, which kind of surprises me. So we managed to cause a nice amount of damage in there, and then all the photon torpedoes just ripped him open. His plasma torpedoes are not fully charged, and now he's down to basically nothing. I'm going to estimate that he's going to die in the next volley. Yep, there he goes. So all defender ships have been defeated. Our plasma torpedoes are charging now. Our power systems are at full strength. Time to set course for the Romulan space station. And hopefully by then we will be fully patched on parts. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, well, hopefully by then all our phasers will be fixed. Let's increase the speed of time. There you are. And we'll send out a probe. Drop 1. Purple Wild Weasel. You are not super heavily armed. That's cool. So you're another light defensive station. That definitely works for us. So hopefully we'll get a decent amount of cash for this. This will also take some pressure off of the planet that we're holding right now, because this station has been bordering it, and this will destroy the station. Looks like all our weapons are fully repaired. We're not going to bother preparing the tractor beam. We don't use it for anything, quite frankly. And there's no point in attempting to tractor a base station. You could, but Phaser 4 would probably rip you apart. He does have a single S-type plasma torpedo, which is not fun. So we're going to get to a range of about 15 and slow down, fire a plasma torpedo out. He's fired his plasma torpedo, and then he went into cloak. So the Rommel managing to take that on his defenses. So we're going to set all power to forward deflector shields. We're going to slow right on down. We're going to come into ECM. We're going to pump it up. Give us a point of ECM. We may put in more points should the need arise. Because he still has the phaser forward, so it's still dangerous. Fire all weapons. And he did fire a decoy, and then he also mauled the Lexington. Why didn't we fire all our weapons? I guess I only had the plasma torpedo selected. So our ECM is set and ready. We're going to have to wait for him to come out of cloak again. Eesh, that really did hurt the Lexington. Let's try not to fire too many phasers. We do need to wait for him to come back online. The Flamma Penna. That's an interesting name. How many points of power are we putting into that forward shield? Fire plasma torpedoes, and we did get a hole. So he came out of cloak. He fired at the Lexington, caused a little bit more damage, I think. and then drop back in the close, but he did lose 3 shields, essentially. These 2 are weakened. The shield that we fired at is down. And we're going to start firing phasers into his down shields whenever we get a chance. I'm not going to get right on top of him until that phaser 4 is down. That phaser 4 can just rip you apart. So we're about to have another plasma torpedo ready to strike. He's coming out of cloak. Plasma torpedoes away. Okay, we took out another shield. And still haven't knocked out that phaser 4. He has repaired his plasma S, so that's going to be something that we're going to have to worry about. We are 26.3 points of defensive power. We can take a considerable hit to this forward shield, but it won't really last much if it gets shot at. I think our plasma torpedoes hopefully will be ready before he decloaks. Yeah, just barely. All weapons fire! And now we're getting some good hits in. Plasma S. The Plasma S and the Phase 4 went down to that, and then the Rommel annihilated it. Good job, Rommel. So our Federation ally is proving to be very useful. 250 prestige. Just that. Wow. That's a bit of a smack in the face. We went through all that trouble, took all that damage, and it gave us 250 prestige. Game, I am disappointed. Can we hold it off for much longer? Every mission that we take, we're just getting further and further behind in the class of ship. So this one would cost us 4,230, and this one is 4,140. You are a Tyrannosaurus Rex Dreadnought, and the DNT is a Spinosaurus. So single R, 2 S's, 2 F's, 2 R's, 3 F's. So it loses the 2 S's. Gotta keep saving. Patch up the damage. Oh, that took out most of our supplies. It's only 4 spare parts. So most of the supplies that we made on that mission, we just had to spend back on fixing the ship. Let's go on a patrol near home. Hopefully we don't have to fight the Romulans. If we can fight somebody who is not equipped with plasma weaponry, we can do okay. If we have to fight somebody who is equipped with plasma weaponry, like us, they're probably going to outgun us. Hit that red alert, increase that speed. It looks like a heavy cruiser, but it's not. It's lying to you. It is the Andromedans. Dun dun dun! So whatever crazy weaponry, it's a Andromedan heavy cruiser. Oh crap. Luckily he is not given anybody. We are escorted today by the Bold Salesman, equipped with 3 C-Racks and then 1, 2, 3 phaser 1s and 4 phaser 3s. That's an interesting armament. Okay, so we'll go with that. Send the probe so we can learn as much as we can before we get there. Remember, the PPD is not actually a PPD. It is some sort of alien beam weaponry on the Andromedan galaxy. Reinforce that forward shield to the mechs. He should also probably be carrying fighters, I'm going to bet. Maybe. So he's got 3 of the crazy weapons, and then he's got 8 phaser 2s. That is not an insignificant number of phaser 2s. Alright, we've just got to set course and run as fast as we can to get over there. It's going to take us some considerable amount of time to do so. Looks like the Bold Salesman is currently firing from long range. Got a couple of good hits on him with missiles alone. How's he doing on status? He's lost one of his shields, but he still appears to be in pretty good shape. Meanwhile, the enemy has lost one of his shields and was shocked earlier. So we're about to get into this fight. Let's start swinging the big sticks. At least we actually do probably out-weapon him here. So we will prepare the starboard plasma torpedo. Gonna launch it from range. Prepare the port side plasma torpedo. And he doesn't have any beam weaponry, so that worked, or not beam, but seeking weaponry, so that helps us. And he's just unloaded on the Bold Salesman. Fire a second one. He did unleash a Wild Weasel. At least, oh no, he just turned really weirdly. So we're starting to get some hits on through. We did 23 damage, knocked out one of his shields. I think we're going to knock out another one. Yes, we did. And then we can get 2 more shots in. Our forward shields are not in great condition. He did fire that beam weaponry into it. It did hurt quite a bit. But we have gotten some really nice hits on him. We are still flying a bit faster than we can technically maintain. Let's go down to 16 and draw out the range. Or not 16, but 19. I want to draw out the range a little bit. Build in some defenses against that long-range beam weapon. So we're just going to make this direction for as long as he'll chase. And we've got open space ahead of us. So if he wants to plink away with those weapons, he absolutely can. We have no problem with this. And then when we get a chance, we will turn in with our plasma torpedoes. It's going to take a while for them to charge, but that'll be the plan. We're currently trying to bait him out. Keep coming for us. What you going to do, friend? You're bracketed on two sides. He's now going to turn in against the bold salesman, so we're going to turn in on him. His entire port side shielding is just a tattered wreck. His starboard side shielding is still mostly pretty good, though, which is the side we're probably going to have to engage him on. Are you going to keep turning in towards me, or are you going to keep turning in towards the bold salesman? I think he's trying to set up an intercept course with me. Not quite clear on that, though. Tells, are you going to... Nope, he's going to continue his turn. He's on the bold salesman right now. So we are just currently screwing with the AI right now, making it trying to figure out what's going on. We're at long range for a phaser strike, but we may want to do it anyway. He doesn't have much in the way of shields on this side. So let's go port side shields to the reinforce. No, reinforce the button. There we go. Okay, let's all weapons start causing them damage. We punch through his shields once again, and we've got the starboard side plasma torpedo is about to come online. So that's going to start helping us out, smashing through. Okay, starboard side plasma torpedo fire. All weapons select. Oh crap, I didn't want to go quite on top of you. Other plasma torpedo fire. So, bang, bang. We've managed to cause some nice shock damage. And then another missile volley comes right on in, slams into his forward quarter. So I don't know if his weapons just weren't charged, if he didn't get a chance to shoot it, or if they got stunned. Maybe a combination of all three. So we're going to come back around, follow him up. He has lost 2.4 points of power on his speed, so we should be able to take a little bit more advantage of that. Plasma torpedoes are another 3 turns away from being able to be used. And yeah, we've got him on the run. Bold salesman, serving to be an apt sheepdog, going after him, lashing out with those 3 phaser ones. And he's turning again on us. I'm willing to bet this time he's turning in to get those beam weapons ready to fire, because they're charged by now. We had some data that this one was about to be ready. This one had been stunned, and this one was not charging at all. So he is looking to hurt us. Let's go swap reinforcement to the starboard side, and we'll start curling. Get ready to curl in. At a range of about 5 is when we're going to open fire. Come on, swap the shield. There we go. We got the shields up, swapped properly. So, engage. All phasers. And now pull away so we can get our other phasers on target. And keep shocking that system. There we go. The fun thing is these 2 phaser mounts up here on the nose, the twin ones, their arc fires an entire half of the ship, so they can fire straight backwards, which is kind of interesting. Okay, we're going to get ready for another plasma torpedo strike, and he's really losing a lot of speed there. He's down to 9.9, and we're going to fire a plasma torpedo from range. Set it right into his face, see what he does with it. He's only at half charge on this one. The other one's either shocked or destroyed. Get some phaser shots in there. Okay, we're about to come around to hit him with another plasma torpedo. We got to get nose on so we can get that plasma torpedo. There it goes. There's the arc. And pull out the port to present our stronger shield to him. And he's lost 2 of those beam weapons. The third one is still a charging. So let's start pulling away from him. Increase our speed. Yeah, we're doing great here. So, and this might do it. He does have a considerable amount of armor, but that is a burst of 3 missiles. So it's about to do 36 damage, I think. 39, interesting. Keep lashing out with phasers, cause a little bit of plinking damage. Just trying to get as much done as we can. Another missile barrage. Oh, he's almost dead. He's lost pretty much every single system on the ship. And he's not going anywhere. So just sitting there with no power, no nothing going on. He's a sitting duck. I don't know if we can capture him or not. I think the game classifies him as a monster. For our phasers, we don't really have any phasers to fire at this time. Let's get in there with the tail whip. We got 1 more phaser that might be able to, or 3 more phasers once we get pure on tail. There we go. Finally shredded him. So against Andromedan ships, our command cruiser is still quite nice. But that's partly because Andromedan ships don't get better. Please give us a lot of cash for that. We need to buy something bigger. A lot bigger. 460. That'll help. So we are at 4,079 prestige. Shipyard. How are we doing? We could buy a DNT if we were to do the cell trick, but it would be very close. It's tempting to do. 2 Rs, 3 Fs, 8 phaser 1s. Is there anything... The Godzilla battleships are out, so that should be something worth finding. 2 Rs, 3 Ss, 2 Fs, 4 plasma Ds, 16 phaser 1s. Are the battle cruisers out yet? We've got the Allosaurus Bull Heavy Command cruisers, which are 2 S's, 2 F's, 10 phaser 1s. We've got the lighter medium survey cruisers, but not interested in those. Commando cruisers, strike cruisers. Ooh, the strike cruiser might be nice. It has a full-powered plasma R up top. But we're looking for something that's like BCC. That's a tug. It's a Brontosaurus. It's meant to move things around into position, drag things around. More tugs. Allosaurus Rex Command Cruiser. Yeah, this is our current ship. Just an Allosaurus Rex. An Allosaurus Rex Plus would be really nice because that would give us S-type plasma torpedoes. That might keep us in the running. And then the current modern Allosaurus Rex Command Cruiser has 2 S-type torpedoes and 2 F-type torpedoes. So we are in the weakest heavy cruiser probably still in service right now. So we'll probably try and get one more mission in. Yeah, because we just updated, so it slid past. We'll probably get one more mission in and then buy maybe a Tyrannosaurus Rex Dreadnought. But that will have to wait for another episode. We have managed to put pressure down here. We've taken out the station, so our holding here should be pretty much secure. We'll probably spend a couple of missions just doing a little bit of cleanup work around here, just to make things even more secure, and then we'll start pushing again on 21-9. Anyway, that's the current plan, and I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to receive a notification every time I release one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.